Hey guys, welcome back, and this is going to be another movie review for you guys today, and this is going to be on another Stephen King adaptation movie, and that is Stephen King's The Mist, released in 2007, directed by Frank Darabont, who directed The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile, and years after all those movies, he came out with this, and this is based off of Stephen King's short story, The Mist, and it was in a book of it was of a collection of novellas of it was in part of the book Skeleton Crew, and I remember when this came out when I was a kid, and I thought that it would be like a cool idea. And I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. My mom wouldn't have allowed it because this was back in like 2007. So I was too young to see a R-rated movie in the theater, obviously, because I was born in '99. Um, so there's that. But I did get a chance to see it on DVD. I think maybe like a year or two later, maybe. Um, yeah, and this is released by Dimension Films, and which I like Dimension Films. They are a good company. They release good movies, and basically, what the movie's about is basically you have these people in a grocery store in Maine, and what happens is that there's like this mist that happens, and you know people get trapped in the supermarket, and there's monsters out there, and people are getting killed, eaten by these like mysterious monsters out there, and people are basically trying to figure out what's going on, and basically try to survive this mist that's going on. And yeah, it's a pretty good plot line. I really like it. Great actors in here. You have Thomas Jane, who was from The Punisher, it says on the back here, the Punisher remake. He's good in this. And you got Marcia Gay Harden from Mystic River. She's really good. Laurie Holden, Andre Braugher. He was from the Salem's Lot 2004 miniseries. He's in here as the neighbor of Thomas Jane and Thomas Jane's character and his family. And you got Toby Jones is in here too. And yeah, I bought all the acting. The acting is very solid all the way around. And I also like this cover. I think the cover is really cool, and it gives the film a justice. And here's the side, and here's the back. Um, and this is the single disc edition. It's not the two disc edition that has the black and white version, which I have not seen that, but I heard the black and white version is very good. I'll have to check it out someday. Let me know in the comments if you think it's better in black and white, or do you think it's better in color. I'd love to hear from you guys because I've heard like mixed reviews on that. Like I heard a lot of people prefer it in black and white, and some people prefer it in color. But whatever you prefer, let me know in the comments. But I hadn't seen this in years, and I got this a couple years back. I was at the mall, um, and I found it, and it was like only for like $5. So I was like, yeah, what the hell, I'll buy it. My grandfather had it originally, so I just bought myself a copy a few years back, and I bought it because I hadn't seen it for years, and I recently watched it a while ago, and a lot of it I didn't remember, some of which I did remember. And like the main guy, Thomas Jane, he's an artist and everything, and like seeing his art projects, like in the beginning of the film, they're pretty neat. And one of them is in reference to the Dark Tower, which is the book series that Stephen King made, also. And so that was pretty cool to see. Back then, I didn't know anything about that, but now, since I've gotten older, I know what that painting represented, and so I think that was a pretty cool Easter egg that they put in the movie there. And I like how when Stephen King movies, like they'll put in Easter eggs or references to other stories, which is what he does in his novels too. For those who don't read Stephen King, there's a lot of Easter eggs with other books, and a lot of books are connected to each other, which is pretty neat. And you know, Thomas Jane, I can tell he's a great father, a great husband, and you know, during this whole crisis, he tries to keep his wife and son safe, and you know, he's definitely like a protector, which is very nice. There's a lot of charm to him, and that he's definitely very brave when it comes to dealing with the monsters. And the monsters look really cool in this, actually. I know some people might say how like the CGI is kind of meh, but you know, I don't mind the CGI in this movie. Like the CGI monsters, I thought looked pretty cool for its time for 2007, and with the CG that was worked with, I thought looked pretty good. Some people might say like it might not, you know, stand out, you know, as per today's standards, but to me, it doesn't really bother me with that. You know, I just look at it as, you know, only a movie, and you either like it or you don't like it. But I love this film. I think it's one of the best Stephen King movies ever made. And a lot of people do love this movie too. It has a great rating on IMDb, which IMDb, a lot of times they're full of shit, but not when it comes to this movie. It has a good review on it. Even Richard Roper from Ebert and Roper says a wickedly entertaining thrill ride is what it says on the back, and yeah, he's definitely right. And usually I disagree with a lot of his reviews, but there are some reviews that he's made that I agree with. This one being one of them. And the special effects, like the kills in this, are pretty brutal and gory, and like the effects when it comes to like the killings and stuff like that, like the special effects are very good, and they still hold up in my opinion. Regardless of what other people say, I still think the special effects are pretty cool. I think the monsters were cool and everything, and also Andre Braher, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He plays like you know, like just like a regular dickhead that's next door to Thomas Jane and his family, and you know, um, it's pretty interesting that, you know, like the first time like we see him, he's trying to work a chainsaw and he can't get it to work, and he's all like motherfucker and you know whatever, which was actually surprised me as a kid. And I remember my grandfather, you know, put it on mute when that happened, and he was like, geez, what a foul-mouthed guy. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny when I was a kid with him saying that. Looking back on it, but yeah, he's a good actor. You know, like Thomas Jane tries to have some common ground with him, and of course, you know, he doesn't believe in all the stuff that's going on that people are saying there's monsters out there. Like he thinks it's all, you know, like a bunch of, you know, mumbo jumbo, whatever. So him and a few other people go out there, you know, and say, yeah, everything's fine, and you know, so they go out there. We never see him again. Um, and yeah, like a lot of people die. There's even a character that who's like a religious freak, and you know, spews all this you know, like religious, you know, cult like talk and everything. That character, you know, as much of an annoying brat as she was, like the actress did a really good job playing the role. The character, of course, you know, was just annoying as hell, and I could not stand her. But um, as much as I didn't like the character, the actress did a pretty damn good job, in my opinion. And also, the Shermanator from the American Pie movies, Chris Owen, he's in this too as a grocery store clerk, and so it's cool to see him in there. He's a good actor. And you also have some cool special features. There's like feature commentary with Frank Darabont. There's deleted scenes with optional commentary, behind the scenes webisodes, trailer gallery, Drew Struzan, an appreciation of an artist, you know, and I'll have to pick up the 4K Blu-ray release of this. I might get rid of this one and then replace it with the 4K, because like the 4K has like 4 discs, and like there's like a 4K disc for the color version, the black and white version, the Blu-ray for the black and white version, and another disc for the regular version, which I have yet to see the black and white one. But yeah, a lot of people hate the ending of this. I'm not really going to talk about it, but the ending is definitely very shocking. Like, I saw that as a kid, I was like, holy shit. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, you know, I'm not going to get into it very much. A lot of people hate it. Some people don't mind it. I'm sort of like. I'm sort of like in the middle of, you know, not really, you know, minding it, but at the same time, you know, not hating it. I'm kind of in the middle with it. I don't know. It's kind of like a mixed bag of an ending for me. I know a lot of people thought the ending was shit or whatever. I know the ending's a lot different compared to the story. I never read the original story, to be fair, but they also did the Mist TV series, which I started watching, but I didn't really care for it. I might give it another chance one day, but I remember not really caring about it. But I prefer the movie over the show, to be honest with you. If you prefer the show over the movie, let me know in the comments, or let me know in the comments. Do you prefer the movie? Do you prefer the actual short story by Stephen King? Whatever it is, let me know. And yeah, I think that it's a great horror movie. Um, you know, lots of gore and everything. Great gore effects and everything. Like the deaths and the monsters are really really cool. And if you're looking for a different type of horror movie that you haven't seen, I recommend giving it a shot. Definitely one of the better Stephen King adaptations out there. There are some that aren't the best, but still very good. Like this one, I'd say is definitely one of the best ones, in my honest opinion. And I liked the characters. I liked how, you know, some people, you know, are skeptical, and some people, you know, are convinced that what's happening is really going on and stuff like that. And it's just one of those edge of your seat movies where like you don't know what's gonna happen. It is long. It is like a little over 2 hours long, but honestly, I don't feel like it drags at all or anything. I feel like the pacing and how long the movie was appropriate, and also Ferric Darabont also uh, wrote it and directed it, and he's also a producer for it, and um, yeah, it's just a really good film, and I remember liking it when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it even now. It's definitely one I'd like to watch again. Like I said, I'll have to replace this with the 4K Blu-ray. And I'm not sure what company released that. But yeah, definitely not for the kids because it's rated R, a lot of gore, lots of language and everything. But definitely not for the kids. But if you're a big Stephen King fan, you like horror films, you definitely want to check it out. It's a great fun watch. If you haven't seen it, you know, please, you know, buy it, rent it, something. If you come across it on streaming, feel free to watch it because it's a very good one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews coming up soon. And I'll see you guys then. Take care.